UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
Wow, we got people watching already. Go ahead.
Hey, everyone. So you're telling me, Richard, when I actually say, "Hey, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Underground Video Network's Behind the Counter."
Oh, we talk too much.
We talk too much. Like I'm actually talking to people. Holy smokes! Well, hi everybody. Rich, how's it going?
Good. My co-host here, Michael Boroff. You didn't introduce yourself.
Oh, I'm Mike.
And I'm Richard.
You threw me off, man. No there's people.
Oh, I freaked. I'm sorry. I just freaked. I'm not used to people being right there.
I operate under the strict condition that I don't think people are watching us as watching. So, Rich, how's this week been for you?
Not too bad. Lot of stuff going on in the geek culture world this week.
Holy smoke! Yeah, between the shows we watch, some announcements, some casting news, some very exciting casting news that we got. It's been great.
And we even got a new trailer this week.
Yes,
for a remake.
Wait, I got to do it. Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
Get over here! That didn't work out. We should talk first because it was on Monday. We got a new episode of Batwoman again this last week.
Right,
dude. Legitimately, that show this season has been progressively getting better and better. And I mean, it was good to start, but it's getting better and better and better. Man, Ryan is really impressing me as Batwoman, and I loved all the supporting characters. They really are, Richard. I know we talked about it last week, man. They are really driving home the Daredevil street level Batwoman. You know, it's not all about, the megalomaniacal super villain. She's dealing with, shit next door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was, and seeing, more of the trauma that she experienced when she was growing up. And I got to tell you, one of the parts of the show, again, it goes without saying, spoiler alert, was at the very end of the episode when she's there with the Crow's commander. And they found the boy that she was looking for, when the Crow's commander was just like, how did you find him? And she looked him dead in the eye. And she goes, I looked. I was like, oh, shit. Like, she was not having it. I loved that moment. It was one of my rewind moments. Just her dead ass looking him in the eye and going, I looked. I was really impressed with this week's episode. I thought too that seeing the Batmobile was going to be a one-off, man. But man, no, she is rocking that Batmobile. I love it.
Yeah, I like the direction they're taking with that. Because it would have been kind of I didn't really want her on a motorcycle. Be too much like Kate Kane. Yeah. And so having her have the Batmobile just sets it up even better, I think.
And I'm not a car guy, but even I was hip enough to recognize that was a Camaro, buddy. That was a Chevy Camaro. Those were Chevy Camaro taillights, bud. But yeah, I mean, like I said, the first season was mostly between her and the conflict with her sister. But you had, your throwaway villains here and there. But it really does seem like they're going back to like the grassroots Batman. When it was really about muggers and thieves and, not the big alien in the sky. They were really going hardcore focusing on that. I really like it.
So does that mean Darkseid shows up next week? Oh,
yeah. No, Barry will show up. Oh my God, Barry will show up, screw up the timeline. Kate will come back.
I'm gonna do a couple of shout outs. Hey Kimberly, hey Archie, hey Justin. Thanks for tuning in tonight.
Hi Kim, hi everybody. Oh man.
I like doing that because I was watching Monkey and the Mummy last night, and she did a call out to me. So I like that.
The one thing I still refuse to do, though, Richard, I will not be this type of person. I am not going to say, and don't forget, if you like the show, hit the like button and hit subscribe. Wah, wah. I hate those people. I hate those people. No, we appreciate you. You're here already, so we appreciate you.
But big shout out to Mummy and the Monkey. I love that series. If you ever get a chance to watch it, they do the hardcore local access style where they play the public domain, sort of what I'm trying to do on Friday nights too, because I've always wanted to do that too. But they have I met them back at Monster Mania Fest. That was 2016. Wow, that's been a long time ago. So get a chance. Good shout out. Watch them.
Let's see what else we got, Richard. We had, but like I said, Batwoman was awesome. I also watched this week's episode of Black Lightning. Damn, yo, damn, Black man, I that show is incredible. But it's almost got to the point where it's like I want to walk through the television set and just go up to Black Lightning and go, "Come here, bro. You need a hug, bro. Come here, man. Dude." Oh man, and the stuff with Tobias Whale, and it really, the stuff going on with Tobias Whale and Black Lightning right now really reminds me of the Lex Luthor Superman kind of dynamic where, Clark knows Lex is a POS, but he really can't do anything about it. And Black Lightning is in the same boat. He, looks up and there's Tobias on the TV set, like, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur. Everybody loves me. I'm donating money." And he's like, "Friggin' pieces," It was really good.
And we got some good casting news this week on the Flash movie.
Yes, just the fact, Richard, that we're hearing news about a DC Universe movie, and it's not just about the Snyder Cut of Justice League, is still blowing my mind. It's been so long, Richard. I'm like, I forgot DC makes movies.
Well, I guess they're working on the Shazam too, but going back to the Flash movie, we got Sasha Kali. Is that how her last name?
I want to say it's like Colin. I see
the
word
Kalle. It's just spelled Kalle because it was Kali. Yeah, she's
Kali.
also Young and the Restless. She's a soap actress turned over. So.
Hey man, I have no beef with that whatsoever, because if you, honest to God, if you go back through some of your favorite TV shows, Firefly, Nathan Fillion got his start on soap operas.
Right.
Steve Amell, Ray Palmer, Brandon Routh, So when I heard that they dove into the soap opera, talent pool, I'm good with it, man. And she looks great.
I think she fits the part.
Yeah. The one thing I'm really curious about, and it's such an inconsequential thing, is because she's gorgeous. And I looked up some of her clips. She's a fantastic actress. It makes me wonder if they're going to dye her hair, or if they're going to leave it at her trademark real, like dark hair.
Which Supergirl is she going to play too?
Ooh, very good.
Because it's a multiverse style movie, so.
Absolutely right. I mean, this might not be that Flash's universe's Superman's cousin. Like you said, it could be a parallel universe Supergirl.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of cousins, that just reminded me. I watched the Chase, that game show that's on, I think, ABC. One, the question was, what famous superhero is Power Girl cousin to?
Now, see, like some people would say Superman, but then you're going to get people like me would be like, technically, she's from Earth 33. She was cousin to, but when she crossed over to our universe, they weren't, then they would have cut to commercial and kicked me off the show. Oh man. So yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited for that. I'm just excited to hear that the Flash movie is still, no pun intended, moving forward.
Right.
And I really liked it. Like you said, I like the direction they're going with it. It's almost like they're leaning into the joke. It's just like, oh, Barry Allen screwing with it's like, okay, that's what.
Yeah.
We're just going to lean into it.
It's going to be like what is it? Combination Flashpoint with Crisis or something? Yeah. Of course, now if way HBO Max is trying to set this all up with all the movies, TV shows, and everything's going to like cross over, anybody could cross over now and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So how would that actually fit into the bigger scheme of what HBO Max wants to do? Or will this be the linchpin that like puts everything together? I mean, maybe someone from maybe one of the TV series could cross over or something.
Very possible. Other news that I had read this week, speaking of HBO, is that HBO has greenlit. They're going to do, I've heard the word reboot. I hope it's not a reboot, but they're going through with a new Constantine.
Right, yeah.
And I'm one of those people, I'm like, we don't need a reboot. We have a Constantine. Matt Ryan he's awesome as Constantine. He's nailed the comic. He's Hellblazer, as far as I'm concerned. And the idea that they're going to have a reboot and not use him. I mean, if they want to do a reboot, fine. Like we said with the timelines and everything and multiverse, just keep Matt Ryan. You don't need to hire somebody else.
Well, there's always Keanu Reeves too.
I won't make a joke. I really like the Constantine movie. I appreciate it for what it is. Which, speaking of which, Richard, I think yesterday or the day before was like the anniversary of the movie, and I want to say it was like 15 years ago that the movie came out.
I think that's about right. Yeah.
This was just yesterday or the day before. I've had the past couple of days off. I have no concept of time anymore. To me, I had yesterday off, Richard. To me, today is Sunday, and I'm freaking out, But no, it was like the 15th anniversary of Constantine being at the theater, and it was like, that's when you want to pull the old age card, Richard, and be like, back in my day, Constantine had black hair. He was an American.
It was 2005. I'm trying to get the date.
So 15, 16, God damn.
February the 18th. Yeah, it was February the 18th, 2005.
So that movie is now legally allowed to drive. That movie can drive itself to the theater to watch itself. God, and I saw it at the theater too, Rich. Jesus, man.
It was over at the Regal, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Or at least that's where I saw it.
Sidebar real quick, because I know you'll appreciate this, Richard. I had a friend of mine who's really big, who's in the nerd community, my friend Kenzie. She's a cosplayer and she loves comic books. She just recently, and she posted on Facebook, so she won't get mad at me for sharing this. She just turned 30. And I felt as an older geek, it was my responsibility to push Logan's Run onto her. No. It's like I told her, it's like, this is a rite of passage. I rewatched it not too long ago. It's really not. I mean, it's good, but it's really not that good. But It's a rite of passage. I go, any geek worth their salt when they turn the age of 30 should be forced to watch this movie.
I just wrote a paper on it there a couple years ago for one of my writing classes.
I know I have. Did I ever tell you, Rich, real quick sidebar, did I ever tell you my Logan's Run 30th birthday party story?
I think I remember a little bit of that.
I have friends that are like-minded like me, movie fans, and for the weeks coming up to my birthday when I turned 30, we made of course the Logan Run jokes. Well, it wasn't my birthday day. That was with my family. I think I was married. Oh God, it's been so long ago. I don't remember anymore. But a friend of mine asked me over. He said he had something for me for my birthday. So I go over to his house, his apartment, and we're talking. He goes, "Well, I want you to hold your hand out." And I'm like, "All right." So I hold my hand out, Richard, and I feel this being pushed into my palm, and I look down, and it was like a little sticky gym sticker. It was a little red gym sticker, and I'm chuckling, and I go, "Ha ha!" And I thought it was funny until he reached behind the counter and he pulled out a paintball gun and said, "Run, runner!" Son of a bitch shot me in the ass, Richard. I looked at him, and when I saw that he was going to do it, I was out. I was down the steps. I was running in my car, and I felt that it was like right above my ass, but it was close enough to my. I stood there pissed off. He looked at me. He's like, "There is no sanctuary." I was like, "Well played." All right, that was an old man nerd sidebar.
Well, speaking of like reboots and stuff, Tim Burton at Netflix Wednesday.
Well, it's
not really a reboot. It's just like a continuation. Yeah.
From what I heard, well, it's like not his adaptation, but it's his Wednesday Addams story.
Right.
Because I don't even know yet, Richard. I just heard the same announcement you did. I don't know if it's like her as a kid, a teenager, an adult,
It's supposed to be a coming of age, is what his title is a coming of age series about a dark humored adolescent Wednesday Addams.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
It's an 8-part. Check this out. They're following our lead. 8-part series.
And with all due respect to our lady listeners, I know you're listening, Kim, and I know you'll agree with me on this joke. Can you imagine a Wednesday Addams going through puberty? Like, it and Pugsley are gone, man. They are gone. Even Lurch is like, but no, I'm really excited about it. The only thing I'm still disappointed in is that we still haven't gotten something with a Christina Ricci as an adult Wednesday. Come on, man. Enough time has passed. She is an adult. It's like written in the stars. But no,
maybe she could be in this, and she'd be the one reading the book about her growing up.
Oh my God, that would be so dope. Oh, man, that would be awesome. But no, aside from hearing that, Tim Burton's attached to this project, I really haven't heard much else about it. But I tell you a movie preview that we do know all about, though, Richard. Get over here! Oh my God, dude. Yes, for those who haven't seen it yet, the actual official R-rated version, or R-rated,
the Red Band.
Thank you, Richard. The Red Band trailer just dropped. Damn, man. I'm excited about it, Richard. I'm also kind of, I don't know. It looks good. Maybe it's just because I actually genuinely really still love the first Mortal Kombat movie. I think it's awesome. It looks really good. It really does. I'm excited from the trailer. It looks really good. We saw Sub-Zero. Evidently, we get a backstory or backstory origin story of Scorpion,
Right.
which that was really cool.
Like I said, it looks visually good. I hope it's going to be good. So that's all I care about. And it's going to be April the 6th. Oh, excuse me, April 16th, theaters and also on HBO Max.
Yeah, the one thing I got to give them credit for, because we were talking about the original movie and we all remember the sequel, the fact that they came out, no pun intended, guns a-blazing with full cyborg arm jacks. Dude, that's balls. You know what I mean? To take one of the worst things that they screwed up in the second, original movie and put it front and center, man, that was some Gorgu level balls, man.
You remember Conquest? You remember Conquest, the series?
No. That's right, dude. That's so up there with Crystal Skull. Like, I hear rumors that these movies happen, but I don't. I've never seen or heard them before.
Heck, the Malibu comic books were even better than that series.
God, yes.
I think it was Malibu, right? Wasn't that who put those out? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Malibu, because I know. No, it was Malibu.
Yeah. And then it went to another publisher after Malibu folded or something. Because I know, like, when Marvel bought them, they didn't get the Mortal Kombat, right? They went
it was like they just missed the rights to it.
Yeah, I know. Right now, Warner Brothers bought Mortal Kombat, so Warner Brothers Entertainment owns the rights now. So.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we're getting this new movie. And I think it's been long enough. It's time for a different movie.
Yeah. No. You're absolutely right. I mean, at least, like you said, enough time, at least with this reboot, enough time has passed, because there's, I would say, not one, almost two generations, Richard, that have passed since that first movie came out that have no idea,
I mean, it's not a classic, but it was worth watching. One thing,
it's like a cult classic, because I know people that like really love the first movie, like love that first movie.
Yeah, well, Peanut, those guys, remember, they were all into that stuff, because we played the video game back there when we first launched. When we left, the Comic Connection started playing. We did a few episodes where we played Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
Which I am hooking up my Sega in a couple weeks, because that's what I'm going to stream.
Oh, bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
Because I got universal connectors now.
It's on par, but sidetracked just a little bit. You know how I'm always talking to you, Rich? I talk to everybody about the show Letterkenny.
Oh, yeah.
If you go and you watch the Valentine's Day episode, dude, I've watched that show so many times. Every time they do it, I still piss my pants laughing. They make a subtle Mortal Kombat joke where they're at like this speed dating thing, and you don't see the people. They're showing the woman that's hosting it, and she says something like, "All right, begin," and they're all like, "Finish him! Get over here!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" They went full Mortal Kombat. It was awesome. But no, I'm really excited, because it'll be one of those things, Rich, where what was the forearm guy's name? I want to say Grogu. I know it's not Grogu. I know Baby Yoda's not in this movie. Goro, yes.
Goro, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, even back in that original movie with him being practical effects, he was rad. I mean, he looked really good. I went back and rewatched. It was like side by side stuff, and I mean, the practical effects they used on him even back in those days still to this day holds up, and it's going to be one of those great comparisons, Richard. Like, which actually looked better, the CGI Guru or the old, practical effects Guru?
Yeah. Of course, these days they could do almost anything with digital, so
Except make Mark Hamill look young. Never letting that go, dude. Never letting that go. All right, Rich, I think we've wasted enough time talking about this other stuff. It's time to get on to the good stuff.
It's been half an hour.
Oh my God. For those of you who need a reminder, we're going to spoil this episode of WandaVision like a lump of cheese that's been left out in the sun. Dude, okay. Here's the thing that I absolutely love about WandaVision. The fact that it's the first show, movie, whatever, that has gotten people talking like that, or that's gotten people to talk about it this much. One thing I took away from the last couple episodes, Rich, is the one lesson we've learned is even when you're right, you're wrong. Because like we talked about it, and I was adamant that Agnes was Agatha Harkness.
Right.
I was right. But at the same time, I was really wrong, because that is not the Agatha Harkness that we remember from the comic books.
For the most part, maybe it's not quite, but it could be still the same.
And you know what? That show is brilliant in its writing, because remember, dude, they threw us for a complete loop with Agatha. Because remember up until last week, I had this train of thought with Agatha. I was for certain she was this, and then that scene with her in the car came up.
Right.
And completely shattered all my preconceptions about what was happening with her. And then what do they do this week? Shattered it even more. She still knew what was going on, but it was still all her manipulations.
Yeah.
And at least that's the other great thing about WandaVision, is it does answer questions. It does answer questions. It's like it answers one question but brings up more, because remember we talked about, Richard, when we knew something was going on with Agnes, but we also thought that there was something going on with their neighbor Herb.
Right.
Because remember the episode where he's cutting something?
Yeah.
We got an answer to it. She did the Scarlet Witch, fiddly bob with the memory thing, and that explained it.
Yeah.
He was under the influence, but Agatha's the one that brought him out of it to an extent.
Oh crap! I missed the message from Kimberly. We kind of forgot something. Okay, but what about the Cruella preview?
You are absolutely right, Kim. You are absolutely right. I love that preview. You know what that preview to me was? That was a Batman villain origin story. The Cruella de Vil we see in that movie is not a Disney puppy stealing bad guy. The Cruella we saw in that preview, she's going off to fight Batman. That is what I took away from that preview, man. Like Emma Stone is balling up to just screw with the Cape Crusader, man. I will be the first to admit, Richard, I didn't give two shit, or I didn't care. We're grown-ups here. I'll try better, but I love me some Emma Stone. Easy A, still one of my favorite movies. I love 101 Dalmatians, but when I heard Cruella, I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll watch it. After that trailer dropped, I was like, shut up and take my money. That looked really damn good. No, that wasn't just some crazy broad with a puppy fixation. That's an evil bitch.
But back to the WandaVision, we were close on Agatha Harkness, I even kind of still thought she was probably that, but like you said, last week they really did throw us for a good curveball there.
Oh, man, that was some grade A level curveball. Let's start at the beginning of the episode. Rich, help me with this one. I'm actually going to ask your help because I have an idea. I've been able to really nail down all of the themes of the episodes. You know what I mean? Like for Dick Van Dyke, Bewitched, Malcolm in the Middle. I'm having a really hard time placing this one because
Modern Family.
Thank you. Yeah. I remember I watched the first few seasons of Modern Family. Because yes. Well, you know what threw me, honestly, between us, Richard. Everybody go. No, what threw me off at the opening is for some reason, with her talking into the camera, and in the music, and when they were showing the flash of everything, for some reason I was picking up an Office vibe. But I'm like, that doesn't.
Yeah, but it's more Modern Family. It was more Modern Family.
Yeah,
because they used to sit in front of the camera talking and all that stuff, especially the early season. The first season, second season, they kind of got away from it towards the end. But
which makes me wonder, though, Richard. The only thing that really threw me off was, well, I guess Malcolm in the Middle would have been considered 90s. Yeah.
It was early. Yeah, it was 90s or early aughts. So
Yeah, you're absolutely. I completely forgot about Modern Family. Okay. See, this is why it's good to talk to people about this stuff. You understand my train of thought, though, Richard. For some reason, I just had The Office programmed in my head, but it didn't fit the narrative of like family sitcom. But it was the talking to the camera and even the tone of the music, da 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 da, which God bless the internet, and I can verify this, man. You want to talk about a great Easter egg? I don't have the number up on me right now, but when they're showing all the clips of with stuff with like Wanda's name on it,
right?
Look it up. This one's great. When they showed the license plate that had Wanda on it, if you look at the number above it, that is Stan Lee's birthday. It was one of those things, Richard, where like the second or third time I watched it, now's when I'm looking for anything and everything.
Right.
I couldn't place the number. I could not place that number. God bless the internet, man. They showed it side by side. That number was Stanley's birthday, and bless them for doing that. That was a nice, especially in the theme of WandaVision. That was a great Stanley Easter egg.
That's cool. I didn't even catch that one.
But I think, Richard, we're gonna have real talk here. That scene when she was laying in bed and she threw the cover over and she's still in the wand. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed. I rewound it. I'm look. I'm not even gonna say I'm a red-blooded man. That is a beautiful woman, woman. But did you pick up? I didn't catch it until the second time, Richard, when she pulled the covers up over her head, the design on the blanket, hexagons.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, ah. But dude, she completely this was the episode. We've seen her slowly leaning into being the villain.
Yeah.
Now she's just full on nuts. Because like when she was sitting on the couch, when Agnes came, she's like, I get up, but I just don't want to. I was like, yeah. Because it was that Chuck.
Yeah, but what about everything going wibbly wobbly with all the furniture and stuff changing from error?
That was awesome. No, the best one, Richard, was when the kids were like, our video game is going nuts.
Right. But did you notice on the milk carton, the missing kid is one of her kids?
And Richard, this is why shows like this always throw me off, because it's like sometimes they'll throw out a flat out product placement, but then sometimes they'll do like a goofy. I had to rewind it, Richard. I took a picture. I'll send it to you. We have verification. Wanda Maximoff shops at Walmart. because I can't remember, I think it was like orange juice or something, but when she grabs the almond milk, the container behind hers was a great value container. Wanda shops at Walmart.
Yeah, the orange juice was the country what was that called? Country Minute, or something
Country
like that.
Time.
Country Time, yeah, that's the orange juice. Yeah.
And also, she had Sanka in the refrigerator,
Oh,
which shows how evil she is. You don't refrigerate coffee. Only a villain would refrigerate coffee because it makes it more. No, but no, I don't remember exactly what container it was though, Richard, because it was one of those moments where I caught it. I'm like, was that what I think it was? And I rewound it, and I literally, Richard, I had to do this. I'm like, nope, that's great value. And I ran to my kitchen and I looked because I got great value canned. I'm like, no, that's great value. That's Mondish. There is a Walmart in Westview, Richard. But you're right, Richard. Everything's slipping. But what was weird, Rich, did you notice all the furniture kept changing, but when the stork reappeared, it did the thing it did before, Richard, where it poofed, but it didn't change.
right. Yeah.
So it was, and then at least we found out what happened to Darcy. I love that. I love the fact, Richard, that before she got engulfed in the hex, she was in handcuffs. Post hex, she was in chains and was the escaped artist. I was like, that was so subtle. And goddamn, I love Kat Dennings because her bit about, when she said, I originally applied to be the bearded lady, but damn this alabaster skin. I was just like, God damn it. Like, that was a Kat Dennings line, man. Like, if you told me that she improv that bit, I would 100% believe you.
And then she said something about she really wanted to be a supporting character, but
but now that I'm here, this sucks. And I love that it still kind of kept with the awkward theme of a sitcom, but when Vision was just like, no, we know each other. We locked eyes. We had that moment, even I felt creeped out by that. Like, I was in Darcy's shoes, like, stranger danger. No, bro, you gotta step off, But that whole bit was awesome. Her being in the circus with everybody, and I loved Visions. Oh my God! Look, that mime's being crushed. Like, that was it was like they're both fully aware, but like sitcom logic is still encompassing them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, especially when they're trying to go through the light.
That was that, yeah.
School kids.
And I loved when they showed the God, you are absolutely right, Richard, and I feel embarrassed for even bringing it up because I did religiously watch the first few seasons of Modern Family. And God damn it, yeah, they did do the confessional. But when they showed Vision sitting there in the director's chair with, the van behind him.
Right.
And then when he makes the realization, what the hell am I doing here talking? He's like, not only does he take the mic off, he hits the boom stand when he stands up. Like, God, that was good. I really liked the exchange between Darcy and Vision in the van where she's like catching him up, or she's catching him up on everything that's happened so far.
He died twice.
Yeah. But it was a really nice moment she shared, though, where she's like, look, regardless of what's going on, she loves you. The love is real. You know what I mean? That was a great moment. And not only, and we appreciated it last episode, Richard, remember how nuts I went about that we saw Jimmy Woo actually being an ass kicker? We got to see Darcy be an ass kicker. She laid that dude on his ass. Like, it was like one hit, and he was down, bro.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was really good.
Well, should we go to the commercial or what?
Well, talk amongst yourself for a second because I'm on edge talking about this episode. Do we want to go straight into the commercial, Richard, or do we want to go into how do you think the theory that I shared with you last week off this right here
Oh yeah, about the
fits
stones.
into it?
About the stones. I don't know. I really don't think that's the direction they're going. I still think it's all part of her id, but that's me.
I do too. I mean, okay, for everybody at home watching, one of the theories that I had seen on the internet that kind of fit was that the commercials were representing the Infinity Stones. You know, we had the flashing red light and what was, you know, the radio from the first episode, the first commercial looked like a face and there was a glowing dot, and then like the commercial kind of had that with somebody dying, you know,
Right.
soul stone. But you're absolutely right, Richard, because this last one I really didn't feel.
No, this is straight out of Man Thing. This is straight out of Man Thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Nexus. Yeah.
Yeah.
For when you want to forget that it's all your fault, or is it? You know, it was just like.
Well, yeah, because the universe doesn't spin around you, or does it?
That God. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're dead on. This is all her id, and again, that just gives me fuel for the fire. I still think we're going to find out those were her parents, in her, in her
Right,
mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Nexus. Who Nexus? I like what you said, because the universe doesn't revolve around you, or does it? You know. And what was it like? They even did the goofy side effects, you know, and it was that commercial. I think last week's commercial was definitely darker. I mean, good Lord, we saw a claymation kid die in front of us, you know.
But I love it when Victoria Blade gets up and there's the bed where she's actually standing, you know. Where
that was neat. That was really neat.
That's a neat trick, you know. But
yeah. For some reason, it reminded me of I don't know if you ever watched the band or heard the band OK Go, but that reminded me of an OK Go video, because they've got great videos where they do really great tricks like that too, where they, you know. But yeah, you're right, when they show her falling, but then it's, you know,
the other way,
walks away from the bed.
Yeah.
And the guy behind the counter, God, man. And they were quick with commercial too, Rich. I mean, it was normally, that didn't even feel like mid-episode. That felt like real super quick.
And at least it was only like half an hour. We was hearing rumors about hour episodes. Don't trust all the rumors.
I was kind of bummed by it, because it was one of those times where I didn't even notice it. But like when you start a show, it shows you the progression bar at the bottom.
Right.
I didn't see the progression bar this time. I
looked right away.
Because I do remember I'd made an effort to watch the show earlier before work than I normally do, because I was preparing for it to be an hour long.
Right.
And when that Please Stand By came up, I literally wanted to punch my TV, like, son of a bitch. But no, we see, well, think about it this too, Richard. Now that we know what we know about Agatha, do you think it was Agatha, or do you think it was Wanda that was preventing Vision from getting to Wanda? Because Vision thinks it was Wanda.
Right. It might have been Agatha, because she wanted to keep away because she took the kids. So that's kind of following the comic books. So it's, I don't know for sure, because, it's just like the one time when Agatha Harkness took Franklin Richards from, the Richards family. It reminded me a lot, because when I saw that part, I go, "Wow, this is straight out of that." So is she? Because to me, it's like right then I was still thinking, "Wait a second, that is Agatha Harkness." That little whole situation when she said she was going to take the kids and stuff. That's when I was convinced it was back to being she was actually who she was supposed to be.
Right. I don't know. Well. Again, Richard, I have no no idea anymore, Rick. I don't even want to speculate anymore because this show just keeps kicking me in the balls when it comes to thinking I know what's going on. Because like, oh, it's Agatha. She knows everything that's going on. Then the scene in the car. No, she's one of those people that's trapped in here. Now we found out, no, it was a double cross. It was it was a triple cross, Richard.
Yeah, because I think she's controlling Vision a little bit. Like
a little bit. I really do think
yeah,
she's tweaking.
Yeah.
Which really drives home, because we talked about it before, Richard, when I was arguing that Agatha knew what was going on when she flubbed her lines in that one episode.
Oh, yeah.
That I thought she did it on purpose as a nudge to Vision. And then that whole thing in the car made me think, no, she's an actress, you know, that she's aware she's an actress. But now knowing what we know, when we didn't know, but we knew, I'm not gonna make that joke. I'm not gonna go that route. But, dude, that whole thing the whole musical montage freaking tickled me so much, man. I want to download that MP3. I want to listen to the Agatha Harkness theme song on a loop. And I love that it was very obviously that was the Munsters, because it was like dun dun it dun dun it. But let me ask you this, Rich, because I really don't. I have no ideas. I don't even have a theory as to why. But we now know that it was Agatha that was responsible for Pietro. Why do you think it was that version of Pietro and not Wanda's brother version? You know, that actor.
Right. Maybe they were just trying to play with her mind. I still think it's what's his name? I think it's the devil myself.
Oh, Mephisto?
Yeah.
See,
or not
I'm saying it now, Richard. I practice how to say it, Richard.
It's either him or it's that other character that manipulated Wanda during the West Coast Avengers time frame. What had to do with the twins.
Was it the Shadow King?
No, that was part of that, but that wasn't really the one. Starts with an M. I knew I should have wrote this down, but she had a couple other ones messing with her mind during that time frame too. You know.
Which another thing that.
What if they all show up?
Completely possible.
You know, because the witch trials were mentioned, so you know.
Yeah. And we got a question answered, but it opens up more questions, Richard, because, you know, I love her whole little, you know, you didn't think you were the only magic person, did you? Where the hell did she get her abilities? Wanda's were created using, you know, the experiments with the stone. Right. Where the hell is this proper magic? You know, is this Stephen Strange level?
Doctor Strange, remember, it's just advanced science.
but you know what I mean, though, right?
Yeah. I think there's going to be something where, like, there's going to be a console of magic users. You know,
something I'd seen, Richard. It was I don't know if it's an Easter egg or if it has any connection at all, but it could be a very definitive Stephen Strange tie-in, Richard. Remember when they show Wanda going through the basement, they show that book.
Right.
If you remember, Richard, and I had to be reminded of it, but it's true. When you go back to Doctor Strange, remember when he's looking through the books of, you know,
right,
the locked up lore? There's a book missing.
Yeah, but that was taken by what's his name? Because they said that's the only book ever to get stolen.
Oh, Mordro.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought it was, you know, it was one of those nice little theories, you know.
It'd be nice, but I think, but it could still be one of the books from the, you know, like I said, some kind of console, you know, that it's all part of, you know, because it might be even even further. Who knows? I mean, because this does go straight into Doctor Strange too. So
Yeah. There was one thing, Richard, that popped into my head was when when Agatha did the number on Wanda, she put the hoobajube on her,
right.
and her eyes clouded up. For some reason, the first thing that popped into my head was Loki from Ragnarok. Remember when Hulk grabbed Thor and was beating Thor,
Yeah.
and Loki jumped up and go, that's what it's like. Now Wanda's getting, now she's getting the hoobajube, spell, turned on her. I just thought of Loki going, that's what it's like. Oh, but a couple other things, like you said, Richard, we don't know what happened to the twins. We didn't see that when she went to the basement. We didn't see the two. Again, Richard, I'm going to ask you because I don't have an idea. What was with the cockroach on the blind? Remember the bug?
Yeah.
What the shit was that about?
It might have been a shifting type spellcaster.
Yeah.
I think there's more spellcasters behind the scenes. I think some of the other ones might actually be spellcasters of some kind. I'll use that terminology, or witch. I don't want to say witches. I just want to say, you know what I'm saying. It's
when you say witches, we know you mean, because it's either witches or mutant, or we don't know what to say yet.
Yeah, but I just think there is going to be this console, because I still think Dottie has something to do with all this too.
Oh yeah,
because I think she's supposed to be back next next episode. I think.
Because that was a weird little close-up they did with her too. But you know what?
Maybe she's a cockroach.
Maybe it is. Yeah. Well, maybe it was the fact that when you see a cockroach, you think of imperfection. Like, I don't want to say dirty because it happened to everybody, but in Wanda's world, it's supposed to be perfect. Maybe it was just like a representation of imperfection. Like, ooh, what's a bug doing here? Here's an idea.
I guess she's not listed to be in anymore. Oh, well. Who knows? It still could be Dottie.
Well, here's an interesting thought for you, Richard. Every time we see Agatha, she mentions Ralph. Right. We haven't seen Ralph yet.
Right.
Maybe Ralph is the one, maybe he's the Mephisto, maybe he does actually exist, but we're not seeing him because, it's not his moment yet.
Right. Who knows?
It kind of makes me want to go back through and listen to all her specific dialogue when she talks about Ralph, like, oh, Ralph's insatiable. Oh, I wish Ralph could,
They did that on Nerdist. They took all and put them together as a video.
Oh my God.
It's on Nerdist.
I don't doubt it. Yeah, I should have. Yeah. Oh, dude, I have no doubt they've got the money to do it. I have no doubt that they've got an intern or somebody that's transcribed every single episode and is like, if you take the third letter from each sentence and you put them together, that they're like we analyze stuff. They've got people over there that are like cryptonologists, analyzing every.
Yeah. I think what's his name himself is doing it. He has nothing else to do.
Oh, Chris. Yeah,
not Chris. I mean the guy that does the Nerdist news right now, because that's all he's doing.
Yeah,
Dan. Yeah.
It's all any of us have to do right now. That's. But we got to talk about, oh my God, Monica, man.
Right.
I was a little disappointed, Richard, because not with her, but when her and Jimmy meet up with the group.
Right.
I did actually look this up, Richard. I had to, but the character that she meets up with, the captain, or I can't remember her name, but the woman that she meets up with,
right,
She is I looked it up. She is a completely original character to WandaVision. She has no ties to the MCU.
Right. I think that was just. I think they just was doing that just to throw people off because they was thinking Fantastic Four.
They really was when they were talking about there was like an engineer they were going to be meeting up with, and I'm telling you, Richard, I firmly believe that within this MCU, Phil Coulson does no longer exist. He can't. Just for the simple fact that if Phil Coulson existed, his ass would have been there. You can't tell me something on this level is going on and he hasn't swooped in on with Lola to figure out what the hell's going on. No, I can't. No. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., when it finished, that is a completely separate universe now. I can't live in a universe knowing that shit like that's going on and Phil Coulson's not right there. Because I ain't gonna lie, Richard, part of me, a small part of me, when she kept saying that she's got someone, you know, I'm like, is it gonna be Phil? It could be Phil. It wasn't Phil.
But it just shows, but it really builds her character because there's part of the team at Sword that is loyal to her and her mom compared to what's his name. So, you know.
And it was really nice too, the back and forth they had about, you know, working with her mom. You know, it was it's
and you can tell that was used on other planets. So it gave you an impression that that's been taken other, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it was designed for. So, you know.
Yeah, that was, I hate to say it, but you know what it reminded me of the first time I saw it? It looked so much like the rovers they used on the movie Armageddon.
No.
Dude, look at the shape of the dome in the front.
Yeah.
It looked like one of the, like, I was expecting Bruce Willis to come out and like, oh, we'll drill a hole in this hex field, you know.
Yeah, but I like
that.
Yeah, I mean, it I don't know. It's just the whole thing. We're going to hear more from, you know, it just sets Monica up for her future. That's all I think, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. This is Monica. I'm calling it. Well, I'm not calling it. I've called so much, but I really believe that Monica is going to be a big part of the next phase in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think we are watching her origin story. WandaVision is like Iron Man for Phil Coulson. You know what I mean? Here's the movie, you know, but Monica has, you know, more of a predominant role, but you know, Phil was a side character blew up, you know, and I think they're doing it purposely this time. Because Phil Coulson becoming as prominent in the MCU as he did was an accident. They never intended him to be
right.
They never intended him to, you know, he was supposed to have died in the Avengers. He was dead.
Well, when they did that backup story on the DVD releases,
yeah,
with him, I think that's what really set things in motion for him. And you know.
That was the one time it was the fans. It was, I remember this, Richard, the Coulson, or what was it, Coulson Lives?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It was like Coulson Lives campaign. It was the fans that brought him back.
Yeah, that was before the hashtags.
Yeah. But no, this is definitely Monica's origin story because, dude, that was awesome when they showed the craft, and then that was so dope. When the hex field kicked it out and it was like part pickup truck. I was like, that was so freaking cool.
It's rewriting it when Wu goes, it's being rewritten. Yeah. That's really what it is. Wanda's rewriting everything around her, you know.
And I liked that, you know, I really do. I love Monica because like she genuinely wants to save Wanda. She's not trying to save the day. She's trying to save Wanda. But that was really cool, Richard, when they showed her running through the field, when she was like being stretched and compressed, when they showed all the different iterations of her.
Oh, yeah.
And again, this is one of those times where subtitles came in really handy because you could hear like her mom talking, like memories and stuff. Which side note, Rich? Not a side note because it was the episode, but it was really weird, Rich, because when I was watching it the first time, when Wanda's like watching TV and she's focused on the living room, you couldn't hear the TV, but there were subtitles for the TV. It was like kid said, it was like kid colon, like it was his dialogue. Oh, mom, not another peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And I went back and I rewound it and I listened really carefully. Like you couldn't, you know what I mean? That you couldn't hear it. It was almost like subliminal.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? But it was really cool that when Monica went through the field, when she came out on the other side, she was, not only did she retain her memory, she was still, the field had no effect on her.
Right. And then her eyes kicked in too. Did you notice the eyes? Yeah.
The eyes kicked in. And did you know, well, of course you know, but like when Wanda picked her up and slammed her down, she didn't just hit the ground, man. It was like that blue wave. It was like, oh.
Yeah, it had that Superman landing effect,
Yeah, where like that blue.
So predominant now in superhero movies. I wish they would come up with something else. How many roads are they going to destroy in these movies?
Right? Yeah. But did you find yourself being like me, Richard, when Monica was trying to get through to Wanda? I felt like I was like talking to the TV. I was like, no, don't say that. Say that. Tell her you're her first. You know what I mean? It's just like I was like trying to like. I felt like Darcy when she was watching WandaVision. Like I was like legitimately trying to give Monica dialogue. It's just like she was doing the right thing, but it was just like you're not saying the right thing, But like she was really trying to get through to Wanda, and she almost did, Richard. She was getting there, but who came and screwed it up?
No, yeah,
Agatha.
Yeah.
But she did, man. She come busting through that door, and Wanda was just like, what the hell are you doing here? But, I mean, the thing about it is, though, she took Agnes took Wanda away, but, I mean, Monica's still there.
Right.
I was, she's not, well, of course we know she's not done because of the, finally, it only took 7 episodes. They did the Marvel mid-credit.
No.
But so Wanda goes to Agatha's and we see the whole thing in the basement, and it was really cool that we got to see Agatha's powers are visually very similar to Wanda's. The way like when they showed her in the flashbacks, like she was throwing her magic. It still felt very much like Wanda's powers. And I thought it was the whole thing with Agatha and the Munster style theme song had me going, and I was like real cheery. I was like, oh, that's really cool, until that moment she goes, oh, and I killed Sparky too. Then I was like I was like damn it. That was when she went full villain for me, Richard, when she admitted she killed the dog. I was like, oh, how dare you. But
yeah, we got 2 episodes left, so
we got the like I'd mentioned before, Richard, this was the first time that they actually did a mid-credit scene.
Oh yeah.
When Monica goes to Agatha's house and she's like peeking in the windows, and then she looks down in the storm cellar, and who shows up? Freaking Pietro. I love this line, Snooper's gonna snoop. But it was really cool because they showed Monica's eyes glowing up, buddy. That was.
She's Photon now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, full on, dude. Oh yeah.
Because she's got that spectrum. Because when she first went into the Westview, she could see the other spectrum.
Yes, I forgot about that, Richard. When she looked on, yeah,
So
it was like because the first thing I thought, Richard, was it was almost like she went into predator vision mode. Like the predator could see that. It had that feel where she could see the different fields. Like the transformers were legitimately, radiating and
right.
Oh yeah.
I know one thing. Her first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16 is going through the roof.
I imagine. Yeah.
I knew I should have got that graded. I have a pretty clean copy.
Oh man. Oh.
Yeah, all that stuff is going crazy. Some of that stuff, even the older Fantastic Four with the first appearance of Agatha Harkness is going crazy too.
Yep. I saw that one because what was it? The one website that I use to track my comic books, Richard. They'll post stuff every once in a while up at the top, like big spikers or whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that was one of the ones that popped up, and yeah, that one's seen a really good, significant increase in price or value.
Yeah.
And I love going back to I love Darcy's exchange with Vision in the van, but I love when Vision came to realization, like, shit, I can fly. Like that was like such a good like sitcom moment. He's in a van that's being stopped. He's like, shit, I can fly. He just up through the roof and takes off.
Well, Darcy's back for the next two, so she's got something to do in all the next two episodes. So
good. I love me some Darcy. I loved watching her clock that dude, man, and just knocking him on his butt. That was great.
I did notice on TV that her waitress movie, Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls. Yep.
Is being it's not it's not syndicated in the Columbus market, but the one channel that Warner Brother owns, they're running it in like a 4-hour block now in the morning.
Yeah.
Because they knew her popularity went up a little bit. So.
Oh yeah. That was a good show, by the way. I watched that show. That was a good show. I like that show.
Because I know back when I was sick, it was on like at 3 a.m. on let's see, it's TBS, right? Yeah, Turner Broadcasting.
Yeah.
No, that's not the right one. That's the one that's owned by
Turner Broadcasting.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's the one that's owned by Warner Brothers. And then it's because it was originally on like 3 a.m. Because I remember waking up at 3 and watching because I couldn't go back to sleep. But now it's on like at 8 to 9. It's got a little bit better spot in the morning now.
Yeah. But oh man, I love Kat Denning, and I love Darcy. I really hope we know where. God, I still want the three of them to have like an X-Files show. I want Jimmy, I want Monica, and I want Darcy. Darcy's like the brain. She's to paraphrase from Spider-Man, she's the girl in the chair. And you got the straight-laced, do everything by the book Jimmy Woo, and then you got the superhero. You got Monica. But dude, I'm telling you, that reveal, the way they revealed Agatha, man, that legitimately, I have no shame in admitting this, Richard. I was literally in my chair going, "Oh shit! Oh, I did. I got excited. That was awesome." That was a hell of a reveal. Oh man. Oh, was there anything else, Rich, you can think of? I mean, I think we covered Wanda from
Wanda's pretty well covered. Yeah, just remember, Superman's on Tuesday, the premiere.
I know. Man, I can't wait. I am so I really, really am. I'm excited for this show. I can't wait to see this one.
And we got to see a little bit more of the Flash there coming up for the following week. So,
is it sad, Richard, that I'm at the point where I'm excited about having another show to watch, but I am nowhere near the level of excited about Flash as I've been in years past. Like before, Richard, I'm like, I can't wait. Oh, the Flash. And the Flash is good.
They might redeem it this year. Maybe they'll revive it, get it going again.
I mean,
this is what seventh season, right?
Yeah. And I know we've gone into this at length, Richard. Not every season can be, awesome. I mean, to use Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was a great example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, just imagine the other properties. What is it from Marvel on the Netflix? They're all now under the Marvel Disney umbrella now.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing. There's a couple other things I want to talk about, Richard, non-WandaVision, but with all the excitement that everybody rightly has about WandaVision, there's something else very equally as important that just got released on Disney Plus. The original Muppet Show. Yes! Richard, I started it today. Oh my God. First of all, you want to see like the definitive proof of like evolution. Watching the first episodes of the Muppet Show and seeing how, the character, and I'm going to call them characters. They're real people to me, Rich. I don't give a good goddamn. To see the characters evolve. I mean, Kermit's almost always been Kermit. Fozzie's always been, looks a little different. I realized Ralph, man, they haven't changed anything about Ralph. Like, he still sounds the same, but like Miss Piggy, holy crap. Like I had, thank God for subtitles. I'm like, that can't be Miss Piggy. I'm like, no, that was Miss Piggy. But, I know a lot of the guest actors and everything are very dated. Like the first guest host was Rita Moreno. The second one was Sandy Duncan. But still, like I watched these first couple episodes, Richard, and I really believe I'm going to talk to my nephew, that my great nephews who were, like that big. I really genuinely believe that they would enjoy this, man. That show was still so far ahead of its time. But yes, man, the Muppet Show, all 5 seasons are on Disney Plus. I was so happy about that, man. That's my next binge right there. I hate that Wanda, and like I said, credit where credit is due. It's a great show. That WandaVision is like casting a shadow over everything else on Disney right now, But oh yeah, when you're done watching WandaVision, especially if you're watching it with kids, man, let it roll over to the Muppet Show, man. Oh God, I love that show so much. A couple other things, Rich, I wanted to talk about real quick. I actually have comic books to talk about, Richard.
Yeah, I was going to do the same thing. I got something to talk about comic books too.
Go. Start real quick, Richard. I'm going to grab.
Okay.
Just real quick. I left the other book in the other room real quick. So
yeah, the big news from Todd McFarlane. They're going to come out with the 4 new titles. Spawn's going off into the Spawn universe, and then there's going to be like a She-Spawn and some other books. But Todd McFarlane is actually expanding to 4 new books. So if you really want another Spawn #1, here you go.
Oh man!
Did you see that video? His press release. That was really. I love that they're doing this in a way.
Yeah.
It's just he has never really expanded the universe. So and then if he's going to do the animated series, this will be pretty cool to get it a little bit more things going before that happens.
Yeah, I remember when Spawn first came out. And when I say first came out, it's still an ongoing book. It's been around for a long time. The only, like you said, there wasn't a lot of spin-offs of the universe. There was like mini-series spin-offs just here and there. Because I remember Sam and Twitch. Those were the two police officers.
Right. Angela.
Yes, yeah.
Angela, yeah. But yeah, and that's just like when the movie came, the movie came out, then they had the HBO series and stuff, and then it just kind of hit the wall. I mean, all that 90s stuff hit the wall right about that time,
That Spawn, the animated, is phenomenal. Man, that is so good. That is, God, I haven't even seen that forever. I don't even know.
Is that on HBO Max?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out because now I really want to go back and watch it.
Yeah, but I was just so happy that he's actually doing that, because those Image guys, I still, they had their mark. It was 92, the same year that I did Underground. So it's kind of funny, that everything was really rolling there in the 92 and stuff. In the direct market was really exploding. Image hit the market and all that other stuff. And everybody followed with all their knockoffs. Oh, wait, did I say that?
Youngblood.
That wasn't a knockoff. That was part of Image. The first stuff was pretty good.
The first stuff was pretty good.
But then had that deal.
Young Grifter is still around.
Well, that's not part of Youngblood. That was part of
Wildcats.
Jim Lee's. That was Jim Lee's stuff.
That was Wildcats. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he sold Jim Lee sold all that to DC, or they gave him the publishing rights or something like that.
Yeah.
So what comic news you got?
I just picked up today or yesterday the man. I wasn't able to get issue 1 on the first run. I kicked myself. That was my fault. I do not blame my local comic book store, Alter Ego. That was my fault for not pulling it. I thought they were going to be enough, but issue 1 sold off the shelves everywhere, like super quick. And I knew that they were going to have a second printing. The guys at comic book store, they knew there was going to be a second printing, so I locked myself off because one of the big crux of the story is the idea of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin is that it's kind of like a future story. It's set in the future, but only one of the Ninja Turtles is still alive. And nobody knew who it was going to be. They never released it, any kind of press. It was a mystery. So I kept, blah, 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 blah. I wanted to find out when I found out.
Right.
Dude, it was so good. I got the second printing to it. I avoided all spoilers. I'm not going to say who it was because there still might be people like, me that, took a while. Well, it's issue 2. It's Michelangelo. Sorry. Issue 2. Shut up. But dude, it was so good. And issue 2 just dropped this last week and picks right up where the first one ended, and it was it's a good read. It is one of the best Ninja Turtle stories. And don't get me wrong, I still buy Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from IDW every month. It legitimately is a really great book. This was a great story. The other thing that was big for me that came out this week was this is new. I'm going back and once I fell down the rabbit hole of Avatar. Like when I first watched. I know we've talked about, Richard, when the show first the show first aired, I didn't get to watch it. I didn't watch it. But when it came to Netflix, Oh, dude, you know how I am, Richard. I went elbow deep into it. I'm like, I buy all the stuff, and they and these are actually from Nickelodeon. These aren't,
Yeah.
like third company or whatever. So I've been picking up the graphic novels. This is new. This just came out this week, and it's a story. As you can see, it's young Toph, so it takes place before Legends of Korra, but it's a story about how Toph starts her metal bending school. And for any fan of Avatar, I'm not spoiling anything, but because they released it, there's a cameo in the story that everybody has been waiting for. It's the secret tunnel guy, man. It's the secret tunnel guy. And so far, it's been really good. Evidently, the secret tunnel guy's there because him and his band have become like really famous. And Suki, and it's after this takes place after everything that's happened in the story of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and it's Suki and Sokka are together. She is like a huge fan of the band. And from the show that he cannot stand those people. So that poor guy had to sit through it. But yeah, if you're an Avatar fan and you've been getting the graphic novels, this just came out, man. If your local comic book store doesn't have it, check your bookstore. I got this one at the bookstore in the mall, and it's so good. I love me some Toph.
We did forget something back when we was talking about the CW shows and stuff. They announced that John Wesley Shipp is going to play the Flash on Stargirl.
Oh yeah.
So what they're going to do is, I guess, crisis happens during this second season. So they're going to rewrite Stargirl's universe as being the new Earth 2.
Well, they kind of left that open to interpretation because you remember, Richard, at the end of the season finale of Supergirl, they kind of showed all the other universe. They even, like dropped a hint towards, the Doom Patrol universe. You know what I mean? That they were separate universes.
So that they're actually going to become the real Earth 2, and the the Flash and the original Arrowverse is now the Prime universe now, or Prime Earth now. So it makes sense. I like what they're doing with that.
The only thing that scares me, Richard, is calling that the Prime universe, is knowing that Lois and Clark have kids, so one of them's probably going to grow up to be Superboy. He's Superboy Prime. No Superboy Prime.
Well, that was when the Earth Prime was like our Earth.
Our Earth. I know. It was.
It was. Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Let's don't even go down Earth Prime.
But no, having John Wesley Shipp was awesome because I got super excited about it. I'd seen on like one of the comic sites. At first, I thought it was a cosplayer, Richard, because it was a new picture, but it was Courtney in her Supergirl costume or Stargirl costume,
right?
And she was I can't remember exactly what it was, but she was reading a book, and I legitimately thought it was a cosplayer because I hadn't heard anything about season 2. No promo pictures, no anything. But then when I read the caption and I clicked on the thumbnail and it brought up, I'm like, no, that's her. I'm like, oh, it was. I'm not saying I forgot about Supergirl or Stargirl. I kind of forgot.
Right. So they're actually shooting them now, as way EW was talking. So that'd be really cool to be able to merge this into Earth 2. So. Yeah. At least I think so, because I'm a huge Earth 2 fan.
The way my mind works, though, Richard, was after I'd seen the picture of Courtney, Stargirl, and I started to remember how much I really enjoyed Stargirl, the show. It made me remember, because I'd forgotten about it, or I hadn't thought about it, that Joe McHale was the original Starman. And I remember, like, crap, I really wanted to find that costume. Then I was like, Joe McHale. Joe McHale. Hey, I forgot. They just put Community on Netflix. Yeah, I'm 2 seasons into rewatching Community now. And it is every once in a while when I'm watching Joe McHale, it's like I just kind of like in my head I slip and I see him in the Starman costume.
Well, what I'm hoping is, since they're doing this as Earth 2, maybe they have Huntress the way Huntress is supposed to be.
The daughter of Selena.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping.
That, man, I would be all for that.
At least that's what I'm hoping. Maybe they can go that direction. You know, you never know.
I think, Richard, the reason why I hadn't thought of Stargirl is because we haven't heard like anything. I mean, we've heard, I know we've heard talks about, the Flash, because they're talking about, last season. Supergirl's in the same boat. They're talking about last season. Black Lightning, all this stuff. There wasn't anything really. It's like it's smooth sailing for Supergirl or Stargirl. Right. So they haven't mentioned it. There was no, last season, or, this person quit, or, there was no controversy, or, nothing abnormally noteworthy to mention about Stargirl. So they haven't mentioned it.
But I think this is going to be great, to me, because I'm a JSA.
Oh, no,
I like the original JSA. I've been, I was All-Star Comics. That's when I first got into it with Joe Staten and all that good stuff. So,
and I mean, Stargirl did a fantastic job of leading up to it. I mean, they had, the first episode was basically the JSA,
right,
being killed, and. Oh yeah.
Of course, they didn't have a Flash, so that was good. So they don't even have to rewrite that. He might not have been there, so he could have been somewhere else doing something, and then he survived. So
I don't, man, Rich, you're gonna call me out on this because I'm gonna have to. I haven't thought about it to now, but when they showed like the painting in Stargirl, when they showed the painting of the JSA, was Jay Garrick even included in the painting?
I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
I think they had a Flash, but I think it was too broad. You couldn't tell exactly who it was,
That might have been it. Yeah. But no, that's it for me, Rich. Like I said, I mean, I've been, reading other comic books. This was, kind of a slow week, but Topps Metal Bending Academy and The Last Ronin, definitely want to go to your comic book stores and check those out. And speaking of checking things out, Richard.
Yeah.
Well, before I do that, Richard, is there anything else?
No. It's just everything's going to be dropping here in March coming up. It's going to be a huge March.
Yeah. Good. Is it just me, Richard? Does it feel like there's been like 2 years in between last March and this March? It's like it was like 2 years. It was like 2 years, but without a March that went from that year to this March.
Well, it's just like the weather in our area. We got all 3 winters that we haven't had all in 2 weeks.
God, yes.
At least I'm going to do the weather. It is going to start getting warmer starting tomorrow. I just got to notice earlier.
Dude, I legitimately, even where I work now and the job I had previously, I can't remember the last time that the weather got so bad that the places that I work closed, and that happened just last week. That's how bad it's been.
That's right. It went to like level 3 in your area, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a rough day, man. Because I remember I worked second shift, so when I got home that night, it was snowing, and I'm up until like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, anyways. And I kept looking outside, and I kept seeing the snow, and I kept seeing the snow. So when I woke up, I knew I was going to have to shovel. So I get up, I look outside, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, I got to shovel. So I did my steps in the walkway to the car, and I did around the car. Literally, Richard, I come into the house. I'm peeling off the sweaty sweatshirt, and I'm like hot, and I'm tired, and my phone dings, and I get the message from work that work had been closed that night. And I'm like, literally, like when I came back in. Not that I still wouldn't have done everything, the shoveling, but I wouldn't have been like, oh, I got to get ready for work. I could have like done shoveled a little bit, had a cup of coffee. But yeah, it got so bad.
I know that feeling. I used to do that like at 4:30 in the morning before I left to go to my shop.
Oh, I remember what it was like working days. Oh yeah, man. But yeah, you're absolutely right. We got 3 winners in like 3 winners in 2 weeks. It was
basically.
Yeah.
And then we still got an ice storm coming this week.
Dude, I can handle snow. I hate ice.
Yeah, you don't like ice and old ladies. Oh.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I had to bring that up. Sorry, dude.
I forgot about that.
I just saw pictures from that convention. They came up because that would have been like X amount of years ago. This like last weekend or something,
Yeah, because it was spaced, wasn't it?
Ice. It was ice.
Yeah.
It was ice for ice because I didn't get to make ICE because of ice. That was because it was like north of like for me it was like Bell Fountain up. It was all ice because I literally drove over to Lima to get you. And I was in Lima and I drove back across because I-75 was like closed in some because that was that day they actually closed part of I-75 down.
Yeah, because I ever since the movie Truman Show came out, I always had the running joke that my life was like an advanced level of the Truman Show. It's like when goofy stuff happens, Richard. It's like logically this would not have happened, but in a sitcom it would have happened. And I just remember after that happened, Richard, after I finally got my car out, and when it hit me that I was going to miss ice because of ice. I remember looking up, not at God, but at Gustav or whoever the Truman Show guy was. I'm like, you're not even trying anymore, man. Like, this wasn't even subtle, dude. This is bad writing. But yeah, you're right. God, man. So, speaking of bad weather, we've had bad weather. Parts of the country that have never seen a flake of snow are seeing bad weather. Dude, I know I mentioned it to you real quick, Richard. I have friends. My one friend Linda, who I've known since junior high, she lives down in Texas, and she said that her growing up in the Midwest is the only thing that's kept them going. It's like, she grew up in Ohio, she grew up in Lima, and the roads are completely closed because like nobody knows how to drive, and she's just like I grew up in it, but I know I'd mentioned to you, Richard, you like to think that when stuff like happens, like in Texas, that it doesn't affect you, man. That shit affected me. Long story short, nobody gives a damn. But the place where I work, the chemicals we use for insulation foam come from Texas. Ain't nothing coming out of Texas right now. So for like the past 2 days, I've had the past yesterday, and they've already said that Monday, the plant shut down because like we can't make freezers without insulation foam. We've had accidents before, Richard, where a foamer didn't work and it slid one through with no foam in it. Yeah, those don't work.
Wow.
You're touching the metal on the sides, it's like wonka 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 wonka, like this, wonka donk 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 donk. Like, yeah, this isn't good. So, if on the off chance my friend Linda is watching, I hope you and your family are doing all right. We wish everybody that's in Texas right now, we hope the best for you. Good. What happened to you 2021? I feel like, Richard, Obi-Wan talking to Anakin about 2021. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to lead us out of the dark. But you got anything else, Rich? Man, I'm wrapping it up.
Nope, that's about it.
I've started playing a new game, Richard. I'm actually trying to see what you're looking at on your computer monitor now, which is why I keep mine shut off anymore. So yeah, Rich, as always, was really good. It was really good getting to talk to you. If you like, could you please tell the fine folks that are watching or listening where they can see all of our stuff right now?
You can go to undergroundvideonetwork.com. That's our main website, and you can find all our social links there, and you can find where the video is being streamed and rewatch it if you want to do that, or you may even find out where the audio is being played as a audio podcast. So that's where we're at.
All right. So, behalf on Richard Catterjohn and myself, Michael Boroff, thank you for watching and or listening. And now it's time for one of my favorite parts of the show, the end. No, I hate saying it like that, Richard. That's not my favorite part, but I like doing this. Richard, if you would kindly press the button.